Welcome to Chalk Talk. I'm Kim Davis. Thanks so much for being here today. Today is Houston Texans talk, and yes, in case you have not heard, the Houston Texans are now 2-8 and in the middle of an 8-game losing streak. Not at all what people thought when this season started. Many picked the Houston Texans to be a Super Bowl contender. I, of course, didn't think that was the case, but I thought they could, barring any major health injury problems, get to the AFC championship game. Welcome to Chalk Talk. I'm Kim Davis. Thanks so much for being here today. Okay, let's talk Houston Texans football. The Houston Texans are now 2-8 in the middle of an 8-game losing streak and really struggling to get this ship turned around. Not much left of the season. Super Bowl aspirations are out of the window. The playoff hopes have been dashed. I mean, mathematically, they're not eliminated, but they're eliminated, okay? Postseason's out. So what's left? I think what's important is to evaluate the talent you have on this team and figure out the direction for next year, especially at quarterback. And that brings me to my first point. Case Keenum made his 4th start as a Houston Texan. The undrafted free agent quarterback out of the University of Houston has been, exciting to watch. He has made a lot of mistakes. He is a rookie. He has struggled with the blitz, as all young quarterbacks do. That is not uncommon. And if you look at what rookie quarterbacks have done prior to him, even those drafted in the first round, their first 3 games or so have been trying, because adjusting to the speed of the NFL is a challenge. So Case has not played poorly. He has not led this team to victory, and that, of course, is what they need. But he does give this team and the fans and really the entire city some hope. So what happened on Sunday? Keyshawn Martin returned a punt for a touchdown. That was pretty impressive for a special teams unit that has been anything but special the past few seasons. Randy Bullock nailed a 51-yard field goal. That was surprising, since he has not been able to do much beyond the 40-yard mark most of the season. And then in the third quarter, what was really surprising is that head coach Gary Kubiak pulled Case Keenum and replaced him with Matt Schaub for the rest of the game. He said he was trying to protect the young quarterback because he knew what he was about to do, to try to make some changes and try to make something happen, really trying to get a win, and he didn't want to put Case in a bad position. So the Raiders stopped blitzing, because you don't really have to do a lot of blitzing with Matt Schaub. You know what you're going to get, right? We won't go into the X's and O's of it, but the end result was the Texans lost that game. Matt Schaub led them down the field for a couple of field goals, and at the end of the game, the Texans had a chance to win it. If they had converted a touchdown, Matt Schaub threw a pass to Andre Johnson in the end zone that ended with an incompletion and the game being over. Then this is what happened. Matt Schaub I'll use the word charge. He kind of charges Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson doesn't really like that. They exchange some words, and then Andre Johnson leaves the field. After the game, they both talked about how it was just emotions. Everyone's frustrated. They both have respect for each other. It's over. It's no big deal. They've talked about it. And I believe that could be the case. But here's also what I believe. I think Matt Schaub has not earned the stripes to approach Andre Johnson, the best football player this franchise has ever had to date, about anything. Andre Johnson brings it every game. He is a true professional. He plays hard. He's talented. You just don't get to do it. There's no point in me going on and on about that. So that was kind of crazy. After the game, when head coach Gary Kubiak was asked about that decision, he said it was because he was trying to protect Case Keenum, basically. So I thought, okay, here we go. Matt Schaub is going to be the starter the rest of the season, but that's not the case. On Monday afternoon, in his press conference, Gary Kubiak did say that Case Keenum will be the starter. I'm sure Houston fans are excited, because the fans in the stadium on Sunday, those who didn't march out in mass exodus, started booing. They booed the Texans when Matt Schaub came in. I guess maybe they booed Matt Schaub. Whatever the case, it wasn't pretty. The Texans had to go to a silent count on a few plays because they couldn't hear the snap count, because their home fans were booing. The players are frustrated, and there was a lot of talk about fans booing. I think that's just much to do about nothing. And here's the other thing. If you somehow heard that Andre Johnson has insinuated or inferred that he would like to not be at Houston in the future, that is not what happened. He was asked after the game if he would like to still finish his career as a Houston Texan? And his response was, I'm under contract. And then the next question was, well, do you, other players have asked to be out of contracts? And he said, well, I didn't ask that. And have you heard that? Have you heard that I've asked to be let out of my contract? At any rate, it wasn't brought up by Andre Johnson. He handled it professionally, like he has handled everything else since he has been here. So squash it. It's not really an issue. That is it for Chalk Talk for this week. I will see you, well, for today actually. I'll see you later in the week when we talk Houston Rockets. That's too much.